All right, it's about a minute to 4 p.m. Welcome to News Now, where we tell you all the stories that are making headlines so far. My name is Hibaq Said. To start us off, Kitutu Chache South Member of Parliament Anthony Kibagendi has been charged with assault causing bodily harm and malicious damage to property following his arrest on Tuesday by the Directorate of Criminal Investigation Detectives. Appearing at the Narok Law Courts before Senior Resident Magistrate Esther Mwikali, the legislator, however, pleaded not guilty to the charges and was released on an 100,000 cash bail or a 200,000 bond. In its ruling, the court granted the MP cash bail, noting that the prosecution had not demonstrated compelling reasons to deny him his liberty at this stage of the case. The legislator is expected to comply with all bail conditions and attend court as required as the case proceeds to a hearing.
And the police said, no, come and meet the accused in Kisii. I traveled all the way to Kisii to be told now the vehicles have turned their heading to now. What happened to the provisions of the CPC, Section 771? The place where the offense occurred, or within the local limits where the accused was apprehended, is where an accused person will be charged. What happened to that section?
But since the accused has now been charged and is before this court to face the charges, I will consider the application for bond with particularity to this file, having regard to.
Now, the Kenya Union of Clinical Officers now claim that Nairobi is near collapse following the ongoing strike. The union says a return to work agreement has not been honored, accusing the Nairobi County government and the Ministry of Health and the Council of Governors of failing to act, including resuming the CBA talks. After touring several facilities, including Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital, the officers say they found unqualified students and interns attending to patients, as most health facilities are partially shut. They also raised concern over understaffing, delayed pay for Global Fund officers for up to 19 months, and the failure of implementation of the SRC-approved funds. The union insists the strike will continue until their grievances are heard. The residents of Umoja have also raised concerns over the poor health services in the hospitals.
The health workers in Nairobi, the clinic officers across the country, they are all outside because there is a return to work agreement that has not been honored years on. The county had all the time to be able to budget and plan and ensure that these people are taken care of and they implement.
As a clinical officer, we have the national issues and we have the county-based issues. The national issues, as the chair have mentioned, we have a CBA that we have been negotiating for 8 good years. A clear demonstration of an unwilling, a hostile employer. We have also the issues of the UHC, 6 years, without any way forward. We have the Global Fund people, 16 good years on contract. Now that the Global Fund left, there was an agreement to move them to PNP and pay them. They have been working for 19 months without pay.
Our mothers who are coming to get services from our maternity services are being offered those services by students. It is so shameful that when we get a mortality,
And residents of Mukuru Kwanjenga in Nairobi are demanding compensation following the demolition of informal structures and business premises in the area. The demolitions were halted after Nairobi County Governor Johnson Sakaja intervened. However, those affected by the exercise are now calling on the county government to compensate them for the losses incurred. Several traders said they suffered huge losses, with some shop owners complaining that they have lost their customers and sources of livelihood. The residents are now urging the Nairobi County government to step in and provide immediate compensation for the demolitions.
Nilikuwa na ndugu yangu hapo. Sasa kwa bomolewa jana, Sakaja aliingia akasema amesimamisha kuna watu watakuwa compensated. Lakini kusema kweli wenye wanaandikana hata tujui mahali wanapitia, unajaribu kusimamisha, kuna mtu unaona.
Tafadhali tunaomba kama ni Sakaja, kama ni rais, kama ni nani yote anahusika na hili, awasaidie mwananchi wa chini wainuke tena. Mwananchi je, wanaumia? Wanaumia. Mpaka leo tunaona wanaandika majina, wanasema kuna ile msaada watapata. Sasa msaada itakuwaje? Na inakuwa hivi. Na vitu za watu zimepotea.
Pia duka yangu ni ile ya juu. Ilibidi nimetoa vitu zote, nikatoa vitu zote. Zingine kwa hapo chini, nikatoa vitu zote. Kwa hivyo zingine ukapata zikabebwa because kulikuwa na umati ule. Ukitoa zingine zinapotea hivyo hivyo.
And President William Ruto has awarded the Presidential Gold Award recognizing outstanding youth and institutions across the country. A total of 58 awards were presented in 14 different categories, highlighting exceptional skills, leadership, and national contribution. Recipients included notable institutions such as the AIC Jericho Youth Development Center, Alliance Girls High School, and Bishop Gatimu Girls High School. The award aims to motivate young people and organizations to excel and actively participate in national development. President Ruto praised the youth for achieving global standards in competence, emphasizing their crucial role in Kenya's future.
Dedan Kimathi.
I want to urge every young person here to believe in our country. Do not allow yourselves to be consumed by the pessimism that afflicts some voices in our public life. Optimistic people see opportunity in every challenge, while pessimists see only obstacles in every opportunity. Kenya's future belongs to those who choose hope, effort, and purpose. Congratulations to all the gold awardees and life members of the award holders' alumni. May you continue to shine brightly, and may your light illuminate the path for many others.
Right. Tourism Cabinet Secretary Rebecca Miano has commended the government's efforts to strengthen the tourism sector through Kenya's counties. Speaking at an investor forum with county representatives at the Kenya Wildlife Service Training and Research Institution in Naivasha, CS Miano called on all counties to work closely with the national government to strengthen factors that attract tourists to their regions. This comes just days after President William Ruto launched a framework to enhance the sector, targeting 5 million tourists.
Tourism, as we can say, is a devolved function. So counties are custodians of our tourism products, and this calls for strong synergy, collaboration, and harmony between the two levels of government. As a ministry, this remains our firm commitment.
Kenya and Germany have agreed to strengthen cooperation in key priority areas following bilateral talks between Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs Musalia Mudavadi and visiting German Foreign Affairs Minister Johann Wonderpol. Now, the discussions focused on migration and mobility, climate change and renewable energy, peace and security, and multilateral cooperation, reflecting the long-standing strategic partnership between the two countries. The two ministers also exchanged views on regional and global peace and security, particularly the situation in Sudan, South Sudan, Somalia, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, reaffirming support for African-led peace initiatives and coordinated international engagement. The German Foreign Affairs Minister is on a two-day official visit and is expected to meet President William Ruto later today.
Kenya greatly appreciates the fact that Germany was among the first countries to recognize our country's independence. We highly value the long-standing diplomatic relations between the two countries, which have continued to strengthen since 1963. Germany is Kenya's fifth largest development partner, with commitments totaling approximately 2.5 billion euro, that is cumulatively.
Musiala and I agreed on deepening our political dialogue on key questions of regional and international stability. Kenya plays a key mediator role in the region and shoulders significant responsibility for peace and security in Somalia and in Haiti. We also spoke about how to unlock unused potential in our trade and investment relations. This is particularly true in the field of renewables, green hydrogen, infrastructure, and agriculture. I want to see more German business invest in Kenya, which is why I brought a business delegation with me.
Right. A Kenyan rights group has gone to court seeking urgent enforcement of a cabinet decision waiving interests and penalties on loans for low-income settlers. Sharia Mtani and Shadrach Wambui argue that despite the waiver announced in November 2025, settlers are still being charged interest and penalties. They say the delay is worsening financial hardship for thousands of families in over 520 settlement schemes across 26 counties. Through lawyer Dansan Omari, they want the case heard urgently, refunds issued for any payments made after the waiver, and National Lands Commission services decentralized to ease access for settlers in remote areas.
Cabinet resolved that, taking notice that they were, or rather we are living in very harsh economic times, that we have a number of individuals who have settled in land schemes, people who have taken loans against those titles, and their inability to service these loans because of the harsh economic times. So there was a resolution made by the cabinet that moving forward, those interests will be waived, the loans that had accrued will be subsidized. However, since the passing of that resolution, and nothing has been done.
The meeting of 11th of November, the cabinet endorsed the waiver of interest and penalties on outstanding land settlement loans to ease the financial burden on low-income settlers and advance the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. The decision follows recommendations by the Land Settlement Fund Board of Trustees, which noted that many settlers have been unable to repay accrued interests due to economic hardships and challenges affecting agricultural productivity. The waiver will benefit thousands of settlers in 520 settlement schemes in 26 counties.
Let's get sporty. Arsenal booked their place in the UEFA Champions League round of 16 after sealing their 7th victory of the campaign with an impressive win over Inter Milan at the San Siro in Italy. Elsewhere, were defeated 3-1 by Bordeaux, while Tottenham Hotspur edged Borussia Dortmund 2-1 in London. In other results, Sporting stunned Paris Saint-Germain 2-1. Olympiacos claimed a 2-0 win over Bayer Leverkusen, and Napoli settled for a 1-1 draw with Copenhagen. And Ajax defeated Villarreal 2-1. Attention now is turning at the fixtures with Chelsea, Liverpool, Barcelona, Newcastle United, Atletico Madrid, and Bayern Munich all set to take the pitch. And that concludes our bulletin this afternoon. Thank you for being a part of News Now. My name is Hibaq Said.